Hello, Hamilton. It's that time again. Get up, get off the couch, and start tackling your own to-do list. I am Bob Assadourian. Welcome to another episode of the Just Ask Bob Show, only on Cable 14. We're going to finish this cut and then reach for yet another viewer's email. I want to take a moment to thank all the Hamilton viewers. For nearly 7 years now, you've been sending me your emails, all your indoor and outdoor home improvement questions, which has been the basis of all my work on Cable 14. Thank you very much, and please keep sending the questions in on and off camera. I'm happy to answer them. This one here, kick it off today. Hello, Bob. I'm thinking of installing vinyl siding to my home. Is it that difficult to install? Do I have to hire a professional, Bob? And on a side note, should I insulate my home on the exterior prior to installing the siding, as I live in an old plaster home which has ice-cold walls? This is from Trevor from Dundas, Ontario. Thank you so much, Trevor, for the email. And it depends. Now, yes, vinyl siding most certainly is among the top 5 or 10 DIY projects. It is not that difficult to do. Basic carpentry tools and a lot of patience. Let's take a moment here and go over some of the products. Now, I have to throw a very, very special thank you to Gentech. This is Gentech out of Stony Creek, Ontario. They're the good people that supply my company all of our vinyl siding, our aluminum for soffit and fascia, and even our doors and windows. Lots and lots and lots of color choices. It's absolutely endless. And again, nothing but the highest quality from Gentech. Now, this is just to give you an idea of some different styles of color. Many, many different colors. All of them come in 10 or 12 foot lengths. When you're installing vinyl siding, as we'll show you later throughout the show, my preferred method is using screws. Siding is not attached to the structure of the home per se as much as it's hung. It's essentially hung onto the home. You cannot attach it too tightly because you want it to be able to expand and contract. Obviously, you sink the screw better than that. This is just for our display purposes here. So we've got a range of colors. Also with the vinyl siding, this one is very interesting. Let me take a moment to flip it right up. This one here comes insulated. Now, again, there's some good and some bad with this. Unfortunately, I wish personally that they used a better type of insulation. This insulation has about an R3. It's typically the type of styrofoam that you'd use under stucco. Now, there are better ways to insulate the home. On some of my jobs, what we've done is we'll use the actual pink or the blue styrofoam, which is a true R5 per inch. That's a very high quality amount of insulation. We would pre-install the insulation on the home, then we would install the siding. Now, there is a big benefit to this one. This one has impact resistance. If we can take a moment to push on this. This deflects easily. This is very, very sturdy. So if you've got an area where you've got children playing basketball or throwing things against the home, very, very dent resistant. So your maximum, your absolute perfection under any ideal circumstance would be to use sheet insulation on the exterior of your home, then install the pre-insulated siding. That will give you a tremendous R value, and it will also protect the home. Now, speaking of the home, you have to walk around your home and be very, very careful with what condition the exterior is in prior to your installing the siding. Let's take a look over here. Now, this home is a little bit strange. Older Hamilton home, approximately 80 years old. This is the very original wood siding, which is actually in very good condition because it had aluminum siding over it. Now, what they put here, I don't understand. This was here. So this is simply some type of a press board. For whatever reason, they used it on the corners and they used it on the bottom. And I don't like that because with vinyl siding, the integrity and the strength of the siding begins with your outside corners, as you're going to see later on during the show. So the outside corners go on first. So I don't trust this at all. So what we've done is we used half-inch plywood. We've ripped it to size. First, we put a piece of solid blocking in because it was very weak at the bottom. We're going to put this in with some 2-inch screws. Get good penetration with that. And one way I like to refer to it is these older Hamilton homes, very, very strong bones. These homes are tremendously strong. They just need some tender loving care, as this one obviously is in need of. Now you don't need too many of these. Final item to show you, again, when it comes to choices, we've talked a lot here exclusively about horizontal siding. You also have a choice of board and batten. And this is just beautiful. This is part of the northern forest. This is called the maple. See, these are pretty plain. This type of vinyl siding has the wood tone variations in it. It's absolutely stunning. This particular color also comes in horizontal. In this case, it's board and batten, which will give you a different look on the home, a much different look. So again, you want to make sure to go around the home, address any issues, pull this junk out. Doesn't make any sense at all. You want to replace anything like that with solid wood. You want to do any possible repairs around the home. As you'll see later on during the show, the entire exterior of the home gets covered in Tyvek house wrap. That is very, very important. It will not let moisture through it, but it will let moisture build up and condensation expel outwards. Up next, we're going to start installing vinyl siding on this home.
This is Isaac. He spends a lot of time in bed. He's always wanted a gaming system. His doctor told his mom and dad to reach out to Children's Wish. So they did. And then, one day, Children's Wish made his wish come true. Now, he's more connected online with friends and family.
Emergency alerts of life-threatening events help keep us safe. That's why governments and broadcasters have come together to bring more alerts to more Canadians faster. Introducing Alert Ready, Canada's new emergency alert system. When an alert is broadcast, it's time to act. Learn more at alertready.ca.
Hello Hamilton, welcome back to my Triple R job site. Today we're talking about installing vinyl siding. Now it's really important, a few items. First, let me start with the fasteners. This really makes the difference between so-called builder quality and either doing it yourself properly or instructing your contractor how to do it properly. We're using screws, that's the key. Now in this particular case, they're 2.5-inch long screws and they have a pan head. Now that's very, very important that it's a pan head. Now the length will vary depending on the sheathing, which usually depends on the age of the home. Now these cookie cutter homes, the builders are throwing up, they're using nails. They always come loose. If you live in a newer survey, look up, look around. Vinyl siding is always known for coming loose, and it's an issue. It's something that's an added piece of maintenance that you have to do at times on an annual basis. A screw will always hold. When that thread locks in, she's done. When you put a nail in, just like we've talked about on eavesdrops before, the hole will always get worn out and the nail will pull back. So we'll show you soon enough on the next sheet we put up that it's really important to put them on with screws. Now the other thing I really want you to focus in here on, vinyl siding is typically hung on. Think of a picture. The screw stops just shy of literally having contact with the siding because the siding is plastic. So it will expand and contract depending on the weather. So during that expansion and contraction, if you've locked it in and squished it in, it's going to warp somewhere. So it's very important to understand that, and we'll show you when we start putting the piece on. Now, let's start with starter strip. For a lot of you in these older Hamilton areas, look at your siding, and in many cases, you don't have this clean finish here. See, this is just gorgeous. It's done. Now, tell me if this reminds you of your home or your neighbor's home. The J-mold. Typically, you'll see the J-mold at the bottom. My complaint with the J-mold is it almost acts as a leaf guard. Leaves, debris, everything gets caught in there. So the J-mold, obviously, depending on what the situation, we've eliminated it here by using starter strip. So the starter strip gets fastened first, then the vinyl siding simply clicks to it. So this gives you that beautiful flush appearance without having the J-mold stick out and catch leaves. So that's important. Now the J-mold, obviously, you take your wall, you make certain that you've got your Tyvek on, never the crap the builders use, the black tar paper. You want to always use Tyvek home wrap. This material, see, vinyl siding will let moisture through. The moisture is going to roll down and exit. So it's very important to have a proper building wrap on. You're going to J-mold around your windows. Now these are brand new windows we installed a week ago. Now with the windows, they have new capping on them. Ideally, the capping goes on first, and then you install your J-mold around it. So we're going to start by installing another piece or two here. Okay. We want to welcome Don back to our show. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Don. So you want to go into the edge. It's very flexible. You come underneath, and you simply click it. A beautiful DIY project for homeowners. Not that hard to install. You use a square, you use some cutting tools. We'll show you in a moment. We'll cut another piece. You want to fasten approximately, start a couple inches out. You want to be around the center of the groove. Stop just as it contacts. See, we have expansion and contraction. This can move to and fro and side to side if it has to. About every 2 feet. Remember, it's hung on. It's not permanently fastened. Now, when we measured and cut the vinyl siding, it's approximately an 1/8 to a 1/16 shorter on each side. If it was cut dead on and it locks in here, then when the temperature rises and it's in direct contact with sunlight, if it expands outward, it'll buckle. So if you ever see siding buckling, it's because it's been installed incorrectly. Don, want to demonstrate a nice cut? Sure. Very easy to cut. You'll need a square. You'll need something to mark with. You see how he keeps the square up tight against the top edge? The perfect DIY project for Hamilton homeowners. It takes patience, it takes research. By cutting the crooked and overcharging contractor out of the equation, not only are you getting rid of a nail install, you use screws that you purchase yourself, you put extra money in, you can upgrade to a higher quality siding, and you get bragging rights, Hamilton. Your friends, your family, your neighbors, everybody will know you did the job yourself. Let's throw another one on, Don. It's coming along nicely. Again, you want to bend to get the ends in, and then it's a matter of click. Click, and click. So again, you want to begin a couple inches out from the edge. You don't want to screw through and into your corner. See, the corner is independently fastened. So I'm skipping one, I'm going to the next one. Nice and light. You want movement. Again, it's a floating system. The biggest reason why most contractors in Hamilton and all the builders will use nails as opposed to screws is because it's faster. You throw a nail in, bang, it's in. The screw is the better way, even though it takes longer. All right, Don, the hardest piece. The rest is easy. I don't know about you, but this heat's killing me. This got to be the hottest day of the year.
Got to be one of them.
See, again, for the homeowners, it's all a matter of math and measuring. You want your siding to penetrate at least a 1/2 inch behind the J-mold, so it's hidden. Same thing with the bottom, and then you want to make sure it's locked. Fasten your screws. Remember not to over fasten. Very easy to maintain. A couple of spots with the pencil mark. The pencil will clean off perfectly. Just wipes off. Impact resistant. Stay a few inches away from the edge. What do we got left? Bunch of 3-footers across the left, the right, and then a long one across the top. This honestly feels like the hottest day this year. Don, let's fly. I want out of here. Bob's Basement's calling for him.
I agree.
Oh, that was too hot.
Yeah, it was a
But
long
we
one.
did it.
All the day's work.
One wall down. I need my air conditioner. And some ice cold water. Nothing beats ice cold water.
Possibility. It starts early, before we even know what it is. There's no best before date. It stays with us. When we're down, it shows up unannounced. But it doesn't happen by itself. Behind every changed life is someone who made it happen. Together, we are possibility.
Mom, here's the mail.
Thanks, sweetie.
Mom, can I grab $20 from you today?
Yeah, sure, that's okay.
Cool, thanks.
Hello, Hamilton. I hope you enjoyed our siding program. And please always remember, there's nothing you can't do. Installing vinyl siding is all a matter of researching, taking your time, and being patient. And always remember, you're saving a ton of money doing it yourself, and you get bragging rights, once again, whether it's your family or your friends, to tell them you did it and you did it yourself. Now it's time for Bob's Bewares and Bob's Top Picks. We'll start with the Beware here. Circular saw blades, or any blade for that matter, that's made in China. Now, not to be dumping on China all the time, but let me explain. They are decades behind the standards of quality control and tool and die and machining that there would be in North America, such as Canada, and even throughout Europe. These blades are very cheap. You're looking at, I think this was $5.99. Now, I wouldn't even say where I bought it for $5.99, but these blades are throwaway. You're not going to get a quality cut, and it's going to just aggravate you. Nothing but a piece of junk, and certainly a Bob's Beware. Bob's top pick is the Diavolo. I've been using this for years. This is a high-quality blade. It's made in Italy. As a matter of fact, I have it right on the saw here. So you can see how it starts off when it's new. You can see how it looks when it's old. But this blade will give you a true cut. So again, when I try to stress this, and I can't stress it often enough, when you cut the crooked and overcharging contractor out of the equation, in most cases, you're saving 70% of what the cost would be to do the job. Now take that money, reinvest it in yourself, in good quality blades, good quality tools, upgrade to a better quality siding or a granite countertop, and now you've reinvested that money into your own home, into your own project. Follow us. We have a contest through our Facebook page. Sometime next fall, we're going to be announcing the winner, where Bob and the crew will come by to help kickstart and motivate you on a project in your own home. Look us up, Bob Assadourian. Just Ask Bob on Facebook. Post us what your issue is within the home. The to-do list. Why are you not getting to it? What's preventing you from getting it done? Post lots of pictures, lots of background information, and we'll let you know who the winner will be. Thank you, Hamilton. Until next time.